Mike and the Friendly Dogs, a fairy tale by Alba Acuña. Once upon a time there was a brave boy called Mike. He was on the way to see his cousin Matt Snowcomber when he decides to take a shortcut round Greenwood Forest. It wasn't long before Mike got lost. He looked around but all he could see were trees. Nervously, Hale fell into his bag for his favorite toy, Spike, but Spike was nowhere to be found. Mike began to panic. He felt sure he had paid Spike. To make matters worse, he was starting to feel hungry. Unexpectedly, he said a friendly dog dressed in green that had disappeared into the trees. How odd thought might for the want of anything better to do, he decided to follow the peculiar desert dog. Perhaps it could tell him the ways out of the forest. Eventually, Mike reached a clearing. In the clearing were two houses, one made from sprouts and one made from sheep. Mike could feel his tongue rumbling, looking at the house, did nothing to ease his hunger. Hello, he called. Is not anybody there? Nobody replied. Mike looked at the roof on the Klaus house and wondered if it would be right to eat somebody else's chicken. Obviously, it would be important to eat our house. But first, it would be considered acceptable to know the outfitter or like the outfitting in a time of need. A cocker group toned the air, give Mike a freeze. A witch jumped into the space in front of the house. She was carrying a couch. In that couch was Spike. Spike! Shot Mike. He turned to the witch. That's my toy. The witch just shangered. Give Spike back, cried Mike. Not on your Nelly, sighed the witch. At last they let Spike out of the case. Before she could reply, the friendly dog in the green top had rushed in front a footpath on the other side of the clinic. Hello, my big dog, sighed the witch. Good morning. The dog noticed Spike. Who is this? That Spike explains the witch. Oh, Spike was locked in my house. Give it to me, demands the dog. The witch shook her head. Spike is staying with me. Hmm. Excuse me, might interrupt. Spike lives with me and not in cage. But that ignorant him. Is there nothing you try? He had asked the witch. The witch frowns for a moment, then sighed, I do like to be interrupted. Will release him to anybody who can eat our front doors without looking at the housemaids from chief and said, no problem, I call it an entire housemaid from chief if I went to. There's no need to show off, said the witch. Just it's one front door and would let you have a spy. Mike was feeling very worried. He didn't want the witch to give Spy the big dog. He don't think Spy would like living with a friendly dog away from his house and all this other toy. Big Dot pat on his bit ends were drawn as knives and far from his pocket. Weird it's this whole house, said Big Dot. Just you watch. Big Dot pulled off a corner of the front door of the house made from sheep. He wipes it down smiling and went back for more and more and more. Eventually, Big Dot started to get bigger, just a little bit lighter at first, but after a few more falls of sheep, he grew to the size of a large snowball, and he was every bit as round. And I don't feel too good, sighed Big Dog. Suddenly he started to roll. His grown so round that he could no longer balance. Help! He cries as he rolled off down and looked into the forest. Big Dog never finished eating the front door made from sheep and spied meats straight in the witch cage. That is, said the witch. It wins, I get to keep spy. Not so fast, sighed Mike. There is still one front door to go. The front doors of the house made from sprung, and I haven't had turn yet. I don't have to give you a turn. Lance the witch, my games, my rules. The Wadsworth boys carried thrones the forest. I think you should give them a chance is only fair. Fine, said the witch, but you said what happened to the dogs. I won't last long. I will be right back, said Meg. What? Said the witch. Where are your senses of impatience? I sound you wanted a spite back. Mike ignored the witch and gathered a hefty pile of sticks. He came back to the clearance and started a small campfire. Careful, he broke out a piece of the door of the house made from sprout and tossed it over the fire. Once it had cooked and cooled hush a little, the tooth abide he quicker devoured the whole pies. Mike sat down on every lawn. You failed, cat click the witch. You were supposed to eat the world door. I haven't finished, explained Mike. I am just waiting for my food to go when my food had this. He brought off another piece, the door made from sprouts. One more, he tossed his foot over the fire and waited for to cool just a little. He ate it a little space, then waited for it to digest. Eventually, after several sits, Mike was down to the final piece of the door made from sprung. Careful, the toss it and allowed it to cool just a little. He finished. Course, might had eaten the enter from door of the house made from sprung. The witch stamped her foot angrily. You must have tried me. She says I don't regret sharing. I don't think so. Said about it was work out. He walked back into the clearing, curling his eyes. The little voice won first and square. No hands over the spade or I will shove your broad stick in hole. The witch looked. She covered her brows and placed in vain hearts. Then, careful, she opened the door of case, Mice hurried over and grabbed Spike, checked that his favorite toy were all right. Fortunately, Spy was on my stand. The war grabbed a quit and hurried to meet. It was starting to get dark when my goat must had his cousin there, these arms around him. I was too worried, cried Matt. You are every late, as Mike described his day. He could tell that Matt didn't believe him, so he grabbed a net from his pocket. What that expect Matt might a door made from cheap puddings the sides. Matt almost fell off his chair. The end. Thank you.